Hello and welcome to Agenda from Bengaluru, definitely the IT capital of the country. But recently the news out of the IT industry has not always been positive. We've all read reports about mass layoffs, thousands of IT workers losing their jobs, a sense of insecurity in the industry. Is this true? IT companies and NASSCOM say that there are no mass layoffs, that any separation from the company, which is the term they use, is because of performance criteria. But the word automation is also sending shivers down the spines of IT employees. What is the truth really? One side or the other, or somewhere in between? Joining us to discuss this, we have a great panel here in Bengaluru, and we're going to start with Mr. Mohandas Pai, Chairman of the Manipal Global Education Services, and a man with years of experience in the IT industry, including many years with Infosys itself. You've seen those headlines. Thousands of IT workers losing their job. Is it true?
No, I don't think it's true, and I've yet to meet many people who lost their jobs. I think we should start with data. There are 4.5 million people involved working in the IT industry in India, which include the export industry, the local industry, and in-house. In-house also needs to be counted. The top 5 IT companies in India, that is TCS, Cognizant, Infosys, Wipro, and HCL, employ between them 1.2 million people. There are a lot of people, all right? The fact is, there's a global slowdown. Growth is about 2% globally. So there's a slowdown, and that means slower growth. All these companies have said they're going to grow at 7 to 9% this year, and NASSCOM has said 7 to 8% for the entire industry. That means they're going to hire 100 to 150, 200,000 people in this industry for this year. That is net additional people. And this industry will have an attrition of 12%. That means 12% of 4.5 million people will leave.
Okay.
And 12% of 4.5 million people is about 5,30,000 people or so. All right? So there's a churning going on.
It goes on. It's not nothing unusual.
Because of slowdown, many companies are trying to remove the bottom 1 or 2%. So they do their annual appraisal, and every year 1%, 0.5% are asked to go because there are no hopes. They're not working, they're no good, and they're not bad quality. It just happens in every industry. Maybe this year they're doing 2%, but even I don't think they're doing 2% because TCS has said they're not letting anybody go. Vishal Sikka said they're not letting anybody go, and Wipro has not said anything. Cognizant said 6,000 now. I don't know what they're doing, and HCL has said we're not letting anybody go. So who is letting anybody go? And some people are making it a big issue without any data. Headhunters are saying 200,000 this year, 200,000 without any data, just to get publicity. I think the reality is, yes, there is fear of automation. Automation is going to reduce low-level jobs and uncomplicated jobs for the next 5-10 years, not right now.
Mr. Syed Mukimuddin, you're president of the All India IT Employees Association. There has been concern. You've even met the IT minister over this.
That's right.
Are layoffs happening?
Definitely they're happening, and to challenge Mr. Mohandas Pai that he is yet to meet any of the people, he should be aware that there's a systematic removal of people that's happening. There are recorded conversations where employees who have been told to go, resign immediately and leave, who have come on to the, posted their conversations online, which clearly state that we would like to see some of the higher-ups. The HR simply just puts it down to say, I'm the last person you speak to. So that's all that you have. The only options you got is just resign and leave. If not, you're going to be terminated, and that's going to be a blot on your career. And that's what is dangerous. So there's been a systemic removal of people. There's buffers put in place. So that's what we call, that there's simply no respite or simply no other forum or platform for employees to take their grievances.
What Mr. Pai is saying actually is that, yes, there are people going, but it's not unusual that the bottom 1 or in this case, maybe this year, 2% does go.
Can we, recall cases where an employee who's put 8 years, 10 years being told to go? So how is it that the first gate of check, interview, he was passing that? The second gate of check, a probation period, he or she passed that. Then they've consistently performed for 8 or 10 years, and now suddenly you find them that they're unfit. Even if you say that,
so
a person is unfit.
You have met people who have lost their jobs because of this.
Absolutely.
Maya, this is a large industry, 4.5 million. If 5,000 people are asked to go, 10,000 people are asked to go, that's normal. This is not something extraordinary to say big number. These are not big numbers. They're very small numbers.
It's not about people going.
60,000, 100,000. I want to see them standing out. I want to see the photographs anywhere. I don't see anybody.
Unfortunately, one life, it matters. One life that takes care of its family. One life that is dependent to take care of children, to take care of their families, to pay their bills.
Two absolutely different points of view. Mr. Pai saying nobody's leaving. Syed Mukhamuddin of the Employees Association saying they are leaving. Shomdata Singh, you're with NASSCOM, co-chair of the NASSCOM Product Council. Now, NASSCOM has been saying that layoffs are not happening, that this year Indian export may grow at 7 to 8%, even though it's a bit less than last year. But again, looking to hire 1.3 to 1.5 lakh people. That doesn't sound so bad, does it?
You have to understand that an industry which is growing at a 7 to 8% can also let go of labor and reskill and re-employ labor in a certain fashion. There's
Reskill.
absolutely. It is not.
The problem is
You
there's
feel
simply no reskilling.
IT companies are just letting
Absolutely.
people...
See, an individual who's spending more than 14 to 16 hours at workplace and then spending 3 hours in the horrible traffic, commuting every
So
day
it
to
should be
work,
the company's-
there's simply no time for people to skill themselves.
It should be the company's responsibility. to
Absolutely. It's
reskill.
the companies as well as the...
Maya, people don't
Skilling-
work 14, 16 hours, Maya.
Absolutely.
Come on, Maya, that's a joke.
Nobody does. I disagree.
Large companies, okay?
That's right.
If there is a project, they sleep overnight, they may work for a week because there's a deliverable, they're delivered.
There are-
If you say 100% of people work 16 days, that's a joke. That's a joke. Why will they work? They can't work.
Mr. Srinivas, you're with T-Hub, CEO of an IT company. Your perspective, are people being laid off or are they not being upskilled when they can't keep pace with developments, and are they being laid off because of that? What are your thoughts on the issue from inside the
So I think there's a couple of different things going on, right? At this point in time, yes, certain people, as it happens every year, certain people get laid off.
big numbers because the base is so huge?
Exactly. But that's not a big deal. There's something else that's happening that people are mixing up with this. There's this fear about automation, AI, robotics, and all of that taking up everyone's jobs, right? That's a long way away. Certain jobs may disappear today, but other jobs are appearing. Data science, for example, there's a lot more people being hired in data science than ever before. So it's compensated. Some people get taken off over here, get rehired over there. Within the IT industry as well,
Yes.
reskilling is definitely required. There are certain skills that are changing.
Whose responsibility? Whose responsibility is
Maya, let me give you another data.
Yeah.
Utilization for the top 5 companies is 87%. The highest we have seen in the last 10 years. Now, will any company let go a person who is being billed and earning revenues? They will not let go. They'll miss the revenues.
Absolutely.
So who are these people who are being let go? People who have been on the bench for 6-8 months, people who are not billed, people who are managers and the time is over, they're not producing anything. These are people who are at the bottom of the pyramid. If you're billing 87%, it's very high. Another 6% are trainees, right? Another 6% are on leave. So they leave only 2 or 3% who are ineffective. These are all data points available
Now,
in the public.
let me bring Mr. Deepak. Mr. Deepak, you're a member of the Forum for IT Employees. The IT industry itself, NASSCOM, veterans in the industry saying it's a natural process that upskilling has to happen. There is a turnover. How concerned are you for your...
I agree with that. Upskilling should happen, but that's not happening. That's the truth. And one more thing, the ground reality is that employees are not let to go, even though if they are in the project.
Yes.
That's the truth we are seeing. We are filing the petitions. Each week we are filing the petition in the labor department, and you should hear the stories from their side actually. Let me finish, please. Let me. Okay.
Give data, don't make general comments.
Okay. This is
If you let people speak up, you will see that there's
Give data,
things going to come
Give
pouring
data,
out.
no. Give data, no. Give
How
data.
many petitions have you been dealing with? How many people do you
So far we have
Yeah.
petitioned 85 people.
85. Okay.
85 petitions are
Yeah.
there. So
Like what's
85,
wrong for termination?
These are
85
people,
petitions
these are
in the
people
sense.
who have come up despite all the suppression that's been happening from the industry, despite you saying we'll blacklist people who ever come up and speak up. In the year 2004, I can quote all the industry heads, including Infosys, Wipro, HCL, who have actually come out and said social gag order. Why did we do that? Are we looking at suppressing people? Let them express themselves openly. If there is a concern,
You have
they
some-
should be able to
You have
open
some
it up
figures
and
there?
speak.
Yes.
Maya, please.
Yes.
Okay, I will provide this data. On June 7th, you are saying that there is no suppression from the industry. This is from the Mohandas Pai, the same person who is sitting here. He said that there is nobody is supporting to attempt to collectivize on part of the employees, which means he is
Yes,
referring to
there are
us
no-
forum for IT employees.
Yes, yes.
We are doing
Yeah.
that one. And those who support these efforts will not get jobs. So it's a threat on the face of the employees. And how can he say that there is no...
Right now, there
He's
is no
threatening
union.
on the
There is
face of
no-
the employees.
there is no
Hang on,
union for
Maya,
IT employees.
Maya.
Yes.
Voice.
Everybody who is asked to go gets a job within 2 to 3 months. That's the history of this industry. 0.1%, hang on. 0.1% who don't have any skills or out of place will not get a job. Why will anybody hire them?
That happens
There's
across
no free
industry.
will. That happens across industry. Okay,
Right now there is no union. No union for IT employees allowed in
Exactly.
Karnataka. No union for IT employees allowed. Should there be a union?
There should be. What is it that we are trying to hide here? If everything is fine, then let unions come out. Let associations
should be-
come
there
out.
should be a
Let me
union.
ask you a question. Before you are asking me the question, what is NASCOM doing here? What is a part of a job of NASCOM?
Exactly.
They are
I mean, they are
organizing employers,
representation
right?
of employers.
So we are just
Why
trying
is
to
it
protect
that
our side of jobs, and we are just trying to communicate.
See,
Let me
where you
clarify
say-
here. NASCOM is not here to protect the interest of only the employers. It is here to protect the interest of both. The reason a consortium is formed, the idea of it is how a balance can be brought between the two. That's why there is an existence of a consortium. And let me also talk about this, Maya. Whose responsibility is it to upskill themselves?
Who's responsible?
Right? It's like this. Between a parent and a parent can impart knowledge only when the child is ready to accept knowledge. A child who disbars knowledge cannot be skilled and therefore hinders its own growth. So here it is upon the employer. See, the employers today, I'll just give you, in IT industry has introduced 17 new job titles in the last 8 years. Where was big data? Where was data science? Where was automation? Where was AI 8 years back? New roles have been introduced, and all these new roles have been meted with skills, which is harnessing the employees.
The onus is on the employee to upskill, or also on the employer to help. How?
This industry spends $2 billion a year on
training.
training.
Yes.
It's the highest for any industry in
That's
India. Every employee undergoes training. And for promotions and training is that every employee undergoes 5 to 10 days of high quality training.
Absolutely.
You ask any company, they got training. It's been going on for 20 years.
So
it's not something that's there.
it's not that you're
Everybody
abandoning.
has a chance to
It's
get
not that
upskilled.
you're abandoning the employees.
No.
and saying
Some
you manage.
people cannot be upskilled. If people are brain dead, you can't upskill them. They're gone. They passed the expiry date. So what do you do?
these are the
So what do you do?
10 years.
Hang on,
Everybody
exactly.
How come brain dead
No,
people
no,
are working for
my
10
question-
years?
No,
And
my-
you are saying that they are brain dead.
My question to the management. You hired a brain dead zombie for 10 years and you've been billing the
brain dead
customer.
zombie.
Billing the customer. You've been billing the customer. Are you going to go give back a credit note to the customer to say, 10 years I've been getting the zombie to work for you? I'm not misrepresenting. You're calling someone brain dead person. Sorry to say, you made him work for 10 years, 12 years. You squeezed every drop out of them
there's
and you tell them brain dead.
Absolute-
That is not
Absolute
going to-
lack of trust here. Absolute lack of trust in terms of this. Yeah.
Hang on. Maya, there are so many jobs in this industry. For the last 10 years, attrition has been 15%, 80%. Anybody least gets a job. Nobody has forced anybody to remain in any company for any number of years. You can't force people.
Yes.
People walk out, people get jobs. You look at everybody. 80% of people in 10 years have shifted 3 jobs. But I used to do hiring. I seen the data.
Yes,
80%
yes,
of
you were in-
people.
with HR in
Okay.
the- yes,
if you
yes.
look at Infosys,
Yeah.
the people who joined 20 years but still there are not even about 1,000 people. They're gone. Everybody is gone. We see the data
So
every day.
movement
So
is
for all these people to
natural.
say you kept him for 10 years, oh you did this, you sucked him, all nonsense.
Would you be happy if the IT companies themselves did more about upskilling people and training them? Do you think enough is being done in that
It's
field?
not. That's the point that we are questioning. Why are you suppressing collective voice of the employees? Let it come up. Let there be unions, let there be associations, and then you will see whether things are going in the right direction or not. When we talk about the performance appraisal process itself, how transparent is it? Today, India has a right to information where we can question the President of India, and yet none in the IT, it doesn't matter whether it's public sector or not. These companies have been getting substantial grants from the government, substantial subsidies, substantial red carpet from the government. And that is something.
No grants, all lies. All lies, no grants.
You're giving the example of people hired 10 years ago, right? It was a different industry then. It's not the same industry today. So they could have been great at their jobs at that point. Skills have changed now.
In fact, that is the entire reason why All India IT Employee Association has been demanding that we take it up with the central government, that we get a tax rebate on all amounts spent on skilling. That is what we are talking about. What has NASCOM done about skilling? What is the industry is doing about it?
This industry
You
has not grown
can't,
by
you can't
The
simply.
industry is grown because we have hired these people and trained them, okay?
Well,
You have not done anything. You're only people who come and try to disrupt something, please.
Time
That is exactly
Time
the
for a bit of a break now
Nonsense, yeah, talk logic.
to calm things down. Absolute
logic.
divide
Don't
here
make it quiet.
with employees saying that they're losing their jobs, thousands of people losing their jobs, they're not being helped to upskill. The Other part of the industry, the employers, NASSCOM saying that we have been spending money on upskilling, we have been spending money on training. Some people cannot continue employed because they're just not good enough. So clear divide here. We'll get back after the break to also talk to some young students who plan to enter this rather volatile industry after a short break.